Hello and welcome to the Bridgewater-Raynham Connection, our program focusing on our Bridgewater-Raynham Regional School District. I'm Pat Riley, and here with us our Superintendent of Schools for the Bridgewater-Raynham School District, Dr. Jacqueline Forbes, and our Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Derek Swenson. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Good afternoon,
At the beginning of the 2013-2014 school year.
Yes.
To get used to saying that, oh my gosh.
It's a wonderful time. We're really excited. We're prepared and ready to go for a wonderful opening on Tuesday. After Labor Day, we'll be welcoming all of the students back. Our teachers are already in. They're having their professional development. They've set up their rooms. They've got their materials ready to go. So now we're just waiting for our children, and we want to thank all the parents for sending their children to us. We're excited about welcoming them.
Excellent. The schools are in tip-top shape as usual. Our custodial staff works through the summer getting everything in shape for the opening.
Yes, the buildings are spick and span. We've had some painting occur over the summer. We've had a lot of shine put down. You could eat off of the gym floors. They're absolutely beautiful. They've been cleaned top to bottom. Everything's been dusted and well scrubbed, so we are ready to go. And we've also had a lot of new furniture put into place, and we've cleaned all the desks, so we're very well prepared.
Very good. And Monday was just Convocation. Tell us about that, Dr. Forbes.
Convocation is the day we welcome back our teachers and all of our parapros, and we were very pleased this year to have our marching band with us. The Honor Guard, the Color Guard, was also there, and they welcomed the faculty into the high school. And then they led us in a rousing rendition of the national anthem. And they got a standing ovation. Everybody was really, really impressed with the quality of their performance. And also it set a very professional and wonderful tone for the rest of the convocation.
That was a wonderful addition, and not only they sound well, they look so well in their uniforms, and really impressive.
Yes, we have brand new uniforms that I want to thank the school committee for allowing us to purchase last year, and we're hoping that that will take us into the next decade. The plumes are beautiful that the students wear on their hats, and the colors are red and white, the colors of BR, so we are thrilled. Many of them have the red sequin sashes, so when we go on the field, or when we go down Center Street, Main Street, USA, you know it's BR all the way. And we are just so proud of our marching band and of our director, Laura Brophy, who does a wonderful job with the students.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Mr. Swenson, you were one of the speakers. And tell us a little bit about what your message was to the teachers and the paraprofessionals gathered there.
Basically, what I stated was that we're in the world of public education right now is going through a lot of transition, and we have a lot of initiatives coming down from the federal government that are trickling down to the states, to the local, and just the message being that despite all of this change, despite that sometimes that it seems a bit overwhelming, that we're all in this together, administration, teachers, paraprofessionals, support staff, and no matter what the federal government or the state hands us, we here in BR are up to the task, and we're going to get down to the business and do what we need to do the same way we did it last year with the new evaluation tool and some of the other initiatives that came to us last year. And I just felt as though it was important for those folks to know that administrators feel that sense of overwhelmness at times, and that as long as we are doing what we need to do each and every day to implement these things, it's gonna pay off in the end, because they are meaningful and purposeful and necessary initiatives in order to increase student achievement. So,
and it's a real team effort.
Absolutely.
And that's
yes,
so
we have a wonderful administrative team, and no matter what is handed to us, we will deliver excellent instruction. We will be able to handle any challenge that comes to us because we are the BR family, and we take great pride in our work, great pride in our communities and our students, and I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel a sense of urgency that we will make sure that we do a top-notch job for our students. And the urgency is that we can't waste a moment's time. We need to have an excellent curriculum, quality instruction, and make things work beautifully for the students. And so for the convocation, for me, what my challenge is to set the direction for the year for every employee in the district. And so I outline what our vision, our mission is. I outline the goals for the year, what we've accomplished, and what we're going to focus on for the upcoming year. And I do that through a speech and also through a convocation video that I'll be showing to the school committee at our next school committee meeting. And we showcase in that video our students, our faculty, our staff members, our volunteers, and our community members, that it takes all of us together, working together, to be able to make it so successful. And we are a district on the move, and I'm very thrilled and proud of that.
And you should be. And the video showcased some of the great progress that we've been able to make in the last several years. And thank you for your educational leadership, making those things happen. It's been very
Thank
good.
you. It's my pleasure to be here to serve the community, to serve the school committee. And Mr. Swenson and I believe that we believe in servant leadership. We are here to serve our students, serve our families, and our staff. And in any way that we can to support our teachers, our students, and families, we stand at the ready to do whatever we can. And also at the beck and call of the school committee, because we are the ones who will implement the policies and the initiatives of the district. So.
And Mr. Swenson, this is your first year as assistant superintendent. Is that exciting?
Very exciting.
Well, he gets to work with me, Pat.
Can't beat that. No, it's very exciting, and I just feel as though this year, with the position I'm in working with Dr. Forbes, it's just such a motivating factor for me to help move forward the district with these initiatives and the wonderful things that the school committee has, allowed us to adopt as a district from a curriculum standpoint. This year we've totally revamped our professional development model. Over the course of this week, all of our teachers after convocation began on Tuesday the professional development modules, and I stated at our convocation we had 56 different modules that educators within the district could choose from over a course of 3 years. 45 of those modules have been led by our own teachers and educators, which is outstanding, and that's really truly a goal that we had as an administrative team, was to build that professional development capacity from within and really tap into the talents and the knowledge base that our teachers have here within the district. So we're very pleased with that, and it's been going extremely well the last few days.
And it changed this year, because in the past the professional development days were scattered during the school year. Now this year doing it in one block before the students come back. And that was your recommendation, Mr. Swenson.
Dr. Forbes and I discussed that, and we came. We felt as though, just one example, we have a program right now called the Letters Program, which is a literacy intervention program, and it is a 3-day connecting program. So it's a situation where the K-4 teachers are involved in that module for the 3 days of professional development. With the model that we've had in the past, where we had, say, an October and a November and then a May date, it wouldn't really truly connect as well, because you'd have some lapse in time. You'd have 2 professional development days within 4 weeks of one another, and then not the final one for another 6 months down the road. So this allows our teachers to kind of have a more consistent continuity approach when it comes to receiving the professional development, and then allowing them right from the first day of school to implement the skills they've acquired through the professional development. So we're very happy with this model, and we hope to, we'll sit back. I'm sure Dr. Forbes and I will sit back, we'll review the evaluations from all of the different modules, and we'll see if we want to continue moving forward with this model going into the next school year.
And I'm sure the school children don't mind having a couple more days of summer vacation before they come back
And
after Labor Day.
Neither do the families. I think the parents are happy to come back
Right.
to start school after Labor Day. As a follow-up to what Mr. Swenson was saying, we will have continued professional development throughout the course of the year. We operate on a model where we bring in substitute teachers to spend a half a day with a group of teachers, and then another half with another group of teachers, so that we can follow up on the initiatives, the literacy initiatives, the technology integration initiatives, on the evaluation model, things like that, because we know that just like with students, our adult learners need to have repetitive practice throughout the course of the year. So I'm hoping that our families get accustomed to that the teachers will have time away from instruction to be able to continue their learning. We'll try to keep it to a minimum, and we'll always make sure that we have good substitute teachers who have well-developed lesson plans so that the instruction can continue with the appropriate pacing. But it is important that we put the energy into keeping our teachers on the cutting edge of instruction.
And that's so important, especially, you know, if you throw technology into the mix, things are always in flux.
Yes. The only constant I know is change. And change is exciting, it's energizing, as long as it's meaningful and as long as we can translate it into quality instruction for the students, I think we're fine. This year we're looking at full implementation of the ST Mathematics program, which is computer-based. Our students will be required to spend, I believe in kindergarten, 30 minutes per week on the computerized mathematics program. And then our older children, grades 1 through 8, I believe it will be 50 minutes, or is that grades 1 through 5?
1 through 8, at the middle school level, it's an intervention program, so on an ad-need basis. Grades 1 through 6, they are asking that it's 90 minutes to fidelity. That's what they are recommending for the program, to see the gains that other districts who have implemented this program, you know, this is a countrywide program. This is not only within BR or Massachusetts. This is a national program where a lot of the work's been done in Chicago and California. And they've seen great gains when it's that 90-minute block, and as Dr. Forbes said, 30 minutes with the kindergarten population.
And it is to supplement our mathematics program, because as you know, Pat, our mathematics student achievement has not been where we'd like it to be. And so we believe that with a clearly articulated math program, pre-K through 12, and with supplemental computerized instruction, we believe that that's going to help our students. And we are already starting to see an increase in our mathematics student performance in the district. It's in pockets, so we'd like to see that at all levels. So we're very excited about that. And in the elementary schools this year, we've put in new computer classrooms or computer labs, and they are 21st century. The tables and the power poles and the units, the iPads, Chromebooks, laptops, I mean, all of the document cameras, it looks different than when you and I went to school. It's very, very engaging. It allows for collaboration, a lot of space to walk around in, and we're very excited. And there are headsets for every computer, so we're ready. We're ready for the ST Math, for Lexia, for Systems 44, for Read 180. These are all the different computerized learning programs that we have that will supplement good old traditional instruction. We're hoping to integrate technology to engage our learners, our students more, because they come to us with their own technology devices. And so I'm also really pleased to announce that we are piloting a bring your own technology device format at the Raynham Middle School.
Can you explain a little bit about that? Because I think there's a little misconception on the part of some people exactly what that involves.
Well,
Doesn't mean you can bring whatever to school
Oh,
and
no,
do
no, no.
whatever you want.
no, it does not. It sounds great, but no. It's a very controlled environment, and what we're allowing is students may bring their iPads, they may bring their iPhones, they may bring their laptops, so that if they wish to do research in class under the direction of a teacher, they will have access immediately on their own devices as well as the computers in the classroom. And so it will also help the students organize themselves if they have Evernote, which is a note-taking system on their technology device. They'll be able to write down their homework. They can write their assignments down. They'll be able to write reports. They'll be able to share work. But they're not going to be able to be in a class and just be playing on their devices. That's not the case at all. It will be structured. It will be used to support learning and to help students organize their work. So we're very excited about that, and we hope to expand that to every school as quickly as we work the kinks out, because when a student brings in their iPad, they will have to sign up to get on the district's Wi-Fi. And when they do, we will have control of what technology components they're able to access. For instance, the phone will be shut off. You're not going to be able to make phone calls. You're not going to be able to take pictures of other students in the classroom. It's merely to allow the students to be able to use new tools to support their learning. And so we're excited about that. And you can teach an old dog new tricks. Last year, I didn't have an iPad. This year, I have two.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
I refuse to go anywhere without them. I have my professional iPad that I use to evaluate folks when I'm observing. I can quickly write down notes, and I can do a lot of schoolwork on that. And then I also have my personal one, because I have to get into the modern age. I have to know about Facebook and Twitter and all these other things that the students know about. And it's amazing how our students at the high school love to teach seniors and adults about how to utilize the new technologies. So it's very exciting, and I'm learning a great deal, and I find that energizing.
Very good. So something exciting is going to be going on at all of our schools for sure this year.
Absolutely.
Any other new initiatives? You've mentioned so many already.
Well, we have the technology, and that's huge with our computer labs and our computerized programs. We also have a program called Galileo that's going to help our teachers at the middle school level develop their own assessments for students, and that leads us into another major initiative, which is a requirement by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Ed that we determine our own district measures. And Mr. Swenson and our lead teachers and our department heads will be leading the charge in that in terms of developing the benchmarks that our students will have to meet in order to be proficient. So that's a major initiative.
Yes.
That's huge. We're excited about that. Mr. Swenson mentioned the literacy initiative. One of the components of literacy that is really, really important and we need to address is writing. Our writing curriculum is just so-so. It's not at the level of where I would like it to be. And so we will be looking at beefing up our writing curriculum, our writing process. We will be establishing rubrics. We will be calibrating how teachers score so that pre-K through grade 12, our students will be exemplary writers. And I'm really looking forward to that. We also are looking at continuing our reading and math interventions. What else do we have going on?
Well, we
Mr.
talked about
Swenson.
when we talked about the writing piece. We're working with the Hill Literacy. That's where our letters program is going right now, and we have done that with our grades K-3 folks, and we did the Dibbles testing last year and used that data to really identify students who may need some little extra support in the areas of literacy. Now we're learning about the different interventions that we can put in place with that, and what Dr. Forbes just stated with the writing, we now have a writing consultant that's going to be working with our K-4 teachers. And the reason why we identified the 4th grade in this year, and not just the K-3 folks, is because at the grade 4 level they have the first long composition that they are required to write through MCAS. And the consultant that we have is Dr. Gail Breer, and she is a former superintendent, assistant superintendent, director of curriculum, teacher. She was actually a principal of a Blue Ribbon school down in Nauset. And the 3 communities that she's worked with since her retirement in 2010, Nauset, Carver, and Quincy, have seen tremendous gains in terms of their writing. So we're really excited about that piece, because that's a huge piece, especially when it comes to MCAS with the open response writing, and again, the long composition at grade 4. And then they have the long composition again at grade 7. So the idea being is that we're trying to, the same way with our literacy, identifying students who may need extra time support with reading. Now we're focusing on the writing, and hopefully those increased writing skills will help us with our achievement in our long comp years of 4th grade and 7th grade, and along with all grading MCAS years with the open response questions. So that's a huge initiative for us this year, as well as the writing.
Definitely. I don't know if everybody realizes, Mr. Swenson, but you were the Director of Curriculum and Grants, and now that you're the Assistant Superintendent, you're also still basically
Yes.
the Director of Curriculum and Grants.
Yes, yes, I am.
So now you have 2 positions.
Yeah, but it's great, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love it.
Excellent. Very good.
And Derek and I attended the consultant session this morning with the teachers, and when I was asking around, what do you think, how's it going, the teachers were saying, we're learning a lot, this is very needed, we're happy to have this kind of
Excellent.
consulting, because the teachers want to do the right thing, and they want to know that they're supporting writing. And quite often, as a principal and as a director of curriculum, as a superintendent, I hear from parents and constituents that they just don't write enough, Dr. Forbes. And the thing is, we want to make sure that they are writing, but what they're writing is really going to build their skills. Back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, people just wanted to journal write. Well, we know that we need to do more than journal writing. We need to write in the various genres. And so we need to make sure that our teachers have skills in all of the genres, and that they know what is exemplary in each of the genres. And so we're very pleased to have the consultant working with the teachers this year.
Well, that's so important. When you bring in a new initiative, a new program, whatever, that the teachers need that professional development so that they can utilize it to the maximum.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, we have a few busing changes, which hopefully are pretty much all resolved at this point. But just to back up a step or two, what's happened with our busing is to try to streamline the system, make sure all of the existing stops and the new stops are safe.
Yes, and that's what we've been doing. There's been a long process. It started out back in November when we said we need to do a better job of getting the parents, the pay-to-ride students, and those families and parents on board. It wasn't fair for parents to sit on pins and needles till October to find out if their child could have transportation to and from school. So in doing that, we rerouted all of our buses, our bus routes, to make it more efficient so we could fit those children on. And in doing that, we moved to a more of a group stop model. We did that for about 30% of our stops, but we've increased that to most of our stops are now group stops, except for the midday kindergarten bus runs, where we still do house drop-offs for the little kindergartners. And in this process, we put together a team, town public safety official in Bridgewater and Raynham, our SRO officer, Lou Pacheco, who's also a member of the police force here in Raynham, and in Bridgewater, Lieutenant Thomas Schlatz, who is very familiar with the town of Bridgewater. Those two gentlemen have worked alongside the bus safety committee, the bus safety officer, who is a retired police officer of 40 years and a 20-year public safety official in East Bridgewater. So there's a lot of expertise on highways, on roadway safety. We have the owner of the bus company. We have a school committee member, Dr. Priwandowski, Kathy Macedo, and myself. And we literally went out and looked at many of the stops. Wherever we had a parent concern, we had what was called a bus stop appeal. And we received about 100 over the course of the spring and the summer. And we go through a process with that of looking at the bus stop, filling out a criteria sheet, having the police officers go out and look at it, and then a determination is made and we notify the parents. We have maybe 12 or so at this point that aren't resolved yet. I had to suspend the process because we have to get the routes online.
Right.
We have to get them up for parents to know. They're on the web now. But the few that came in after August 14th, when I suspended the process, we're working on those behind the scenes, and hopefully within the first week or two of school we'll have those straightened out. The parents have been wonderful. They've called, they've been patient, and also our parent groups have been very helpful. Our GEMSPA organization has put out a lot of alerts on their webpage. Our ECPO has gotten the word out. A lot of folks are working with us because we want it to work. We want it to be safe. And on Tuesday, when our children are waiting at the bus stop, no matter where they are, we will pick the children up and they will be brought to school. And please know that, you know, buses may be late in picking the children up and in dropping them off, and that's because many times parents videotape the little ones going off to school on the first day. So please, everybody be patient with us. We'll never lose your children. We keep them on the bus or in the school. We'll get them to and from school, but the timelines will be off a little bit.
Right, and then a couple of days later when kindergarten starts, again, that's the first day all over again. So again,
Yes.
people taking photos and so forth, it might be a little...
It slows it down, but we're so thankful to have our RAVE organization and our GEMSPA organization getting volunteers to ride the kindergarten buses so that there's an adult on every bus who can provide reassurance to the children and answer questions to parents if they happen to have any. So we're really appreciative of the efforts. As I said earlier, it takes a community because,
Absolutely.
you know, getting close to 6,000 students to school on the first day of school is a task, and it takes all of us. So
We only have a couple more minutes, but something exciting going on at the high school as well, with the NEASC team coming for the accreditation process.
yes, we have a visitation coming, and it will start on September 29th, which is a Sunday. The school committee is invited. They will come and spend 3 days in our schools, and then we will get a report out of what we're to be commended on, what we're doing well, and where we need to grow and what we need to do. So we are ready for that. We have come a long way since the last report, which is 10 years ago, and I'm excited to see what the feedback is on that. And the other thing is, I just have to thank our communities for supporting
Oh my
us for
goodness.
the roof initiatives. We are looking forward to putting on a new roof on the Merrill Elementary School, La Liberté Elementary School, and Bridgewater Middle School. So I would like to extend my appreciation on behalf of the students and the staff to the communities for voting to approve that. We're going to be dry, and hopefully all of the planning, the building committees will start, they're being formed now. Volunteers from the town will work on the committee with us who have more expertise in building and construction than, say, a superintendent would have. And we will do our planning and our architectural phase. We'll get through that in the spring, and then we hope to have the actual construction during the summer when the students are not there.
Right.
And we hope to have everything on track and ready to open in September of 2014.
Sounds great.
So that's a huge initiative,
Yeah.
and I'm just so thrilled that the towns had the foresight to give us the resources to fix the roofs.
Excellent, very good. Only a couple seconds. I want to wish everybody a great school year, and all those children that may be out there watching, welcome them back next week to join the teachers that are already on the job. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll invite you back soon on our Bridgewater-Raynham Connection. Our Assistant Superintendent, Derek Swenson, and Superintendent Dr. Jacqueline Forbes. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
We want to thank all of you for being with us as well. We'll see you here on our next episode. Yes.